Hi everybody, this is the baseball head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, and we're back here at the baseball head 2. I hope that you subscribe and like this video. Hope everybody had a good 4th of July. I know I did. Mets won today, 3 in a row. We'll see how this goes. Taking one game at a time, one day at a time. Well, one thing that has happened over the last couple days, interestingly enough, is that Mike Trout of the Angels is probably going to miss about 2 months because he has a broken hand. But before we get into this, I need you to subscribe and like the video. But he is going to be out for about 8 weeks, they said. I mean, that's how bad that injury is. Broke a bone in his hand, a handmade bone in his hand, and it doesn't look good. And again, a guy that is sort of like the modern era Mickey Mantle. A guy that's, but at least Mantle played. This guy, he don't play at all. I mean, he misses big portions of seasons. I was looking this up. He has not played a full season since 2016. When he played 159 games. Since then, the most he has played since then is 140 and 53 games in the 60-game season. But even then, he missed time. So the guy just cannot stay on the field. And he's such a great player. He does pretty much, I mean, he is like the modern day, like I said, the modern day version of Mickey Mantle. In a lot of ways. He's got the same physical size. He's very similar size to him, same power, aside from him being not a switch hitter. But I mean, the injuries, but like I said, with him, the injuries just costing him. And it's costing the Angels. Now, the Angels currently are in 3rd place in the American League West. Right now, they're playing the Padres as I record this video. They are now 6 games behind the Rangers. And now the Astros have leapfrogged them. Because the Astros, for a while, they were in 3rd place. And now they're now in 2nd place. Charging to get the Rangers. The Rangers and the Astros played a crazy game on Monday. I think it was 13-12. It was going back and forth all day. You know, the Rangers were down 10-2. They tied the game up. They were winning the game in the 9th inning. And Will Smith, their closer, blew the game. You can see why they brought in Aroldis Chapman, is to get these outs, at the end of the game. But the Angels, as I said, they're in 3rd place, 6 games behind currently, and they are 3 games behind the final wild card. They were in the wild card lead. At least in the 3rd spot for quite a while. Now they're starting to fade. Now they've lost Trout for the next 2 months. Now, as you know, a lot of teams are going through injuries. The Yankees are going through injuries. They don't have Aaron Judge. There's word that Aaron Judge might have to get surgery on his toe, on his big toe. As you know, the Mets lost Edwin Diaz for the season. So teams are dealing with injuries. But for whatever reason, the fate of the Angels is always tied to Mike Trout. And the fact is, when he misses all this time, it just absolutely just wrecks their season. Now, in the past, their pitching wasn't very good, but their pitching has been pretty good this year, and they brought in a lot of sort of role players, guys like Brandon Drury or Hunter Renfroe's a little bit better than obviously an everyday player, but they brought in players to really support that team. And without Trout, it's going to be tough. I mean, they have the best player in the game, and Shohei Ohtani. We'll get to Ohtani in a second. This is a 2-part video, but you have a team and a franchise that has tied themselves so much to one player. That's why these long-term deals just they're killers. That's why you never sign these guys to 10 to 15-year contracts. Stay away from that. When's Major League Baseball going to figure that one out? When are they going to figure that out? Because when you do that, it just kills your franchise. And you can't do certain things. You can't move certain players like Trout. You can't move him. And I've said a couple of times that he's sort of, his numbers, actually looking at his numbers before, they're good, but they're not as good as they had been. And he's getting up there in age. How much more does he have left in terms of when he gets on the field? Is he one of the best players in the game when he's on the field? Well, he knows he's not the best player on his team. I think his WAR is like 2.0 or something, half the season. Meanwhile, Shohei Ohtani's wins above replacement 6.7, both as a hitter and as a pitcher. Now here we go. Let's get into him a little bit. This team, this organization in Anaheim worked very hard to build a team that could win this year. Now they have sort of faded a little bit, but they're right there. And now that they've lost Trout, you wonder if they are going to pull the trigger and start asking around who wants to pick up Shohei Ohtani. A number of teams would want him, but are the teams willing to give up the kind of like, the cost is going to be astronomical. There is not one package from any team that could ever equal the value of Shohei Ohtani. We've never seen a player like him before. Amazingly, you're talking about 150 years. The closest guy is Babe Ruth. Now, I would mention about Babe Ruth. He had two separate careers. One as a starter, and as a starter, he was one of the best pitchers in the game. And then he went from being a starter to being all-time the greatest player. Now, Ohtani, to be fair, has done stuff no one has done. However, he's only done it on the highest level the last 3 years. 2021, 22, and 23. I think it's a little bit presumptuous by a lot of people to say he's a Hall of Famer right now. 3 years does not make a Hall of Fame career. His career is not complete. It's not quite finished yet. Now he's been on a team that's been bad. Are there teams going to be willing to go to the Angels and say, look, your team is not going anywhere without Mike Trout? Are you willing to trade Ohtani, and what does it cost? You will have to empty out your entire farm system to pick him up. And there are teams that will want him right now. That will want to, but they might not want to pick up, move all the prospects that they have. Would the Dodgers do that? Now the Dodgers, they've cleared out a lot of their payroll, because I think they kind of figured they'll make a move and sign him in the offseason. But would they empty a big part of their farm system and some of their major league players for him for 2 months? I don't know. With the New York Mets, who are desperate, and they're doing all these kind. I'm not gonna get into the trade again. That's not a desperate move. It's a little puzzling move to me. But would they give up guys like Kevin Parada? Would they give up guys like Blade Tidwell? Would they give up guys like Christian Scott? Guys that are in the lower minors that are far away, but would they be willing to do that for 2 months and not know that if he'll sign with the Mets in the offseason? Because as you know, there's a sort of a question mark as to whether he wants to be on the East Coast. The Rangers have a big farm system, folks. They have a huge farm system, big farm system. Would they be willing to say, trade Jack Leiter, who's one of their best prospects? Jack Leiter and maybe Kumar Rocker, who's on the injured list. But would they be willing to move both of them, plus whoever they draft this year, whether it be Walker Jenkins or Max Clark or one of these guys? It's a good possibility they'll draft on Sunday. Would they be willing to move these guys for 2 months of Ohtani? If I were the Angels and the Rangers came to me, I would say I want Jack Leiter. Jack Leiter is the start of it. You'd want Jack Leiter. You would want like a lot of what they have there, and they do have a big farm system. Would a small team, a small market team, make a move for Ohtani? Say the Reds. The Reds have a big farm system. Would they be willing to move some of their prospects to him? That you have to ask yourself, would they do that? Would they trade Ellie De La Cruz? I don't think they would, but would you do it? And they wouldn't be able to sign him. Just using them as an example. Would Baltimore do that? Probably not, because Baltimore really has done a job of not really signing big contracts. Although they could probably use the pitching help that Ohtani would give them. Now keep in mind about Ohtani, he's not on a 5-man rotation, he's on a 6-man rotation. So he pitches once a week, once every 6 days or whatever it is. So he's a little bit different than, say, other pitchers. So you'd have to maneuver your pitching staff and other things. But you let me know what you think about this video. This is rather, it's like a domino effect. One thing affects another thing, affects another thing. So with Mike Trout being out for 2 months, he's not coming back. Think about that. He's not coming back until September 1st. And by then, the Angels could be sent off to the Phantom Zone in terms of their season. All the plans they made. Perry Benesian made so many plans to help this team win, to help them increase their chances to re-sign Shohei Ohtani. And this injury, skadoosh, goodbye. This season is done. That's tough. That's tough noogies, folks. You can say noogies. But it's a tough thing to watch on just sort of as a casual observer of the Angels. You let me know what you think about this video, and of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut. This channel is doing really well. We're getting awfully close to 1,000 subscribers. Please, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, watch as much of the video as you can. Trying to get the hours up is another component to getting monetized on YouTube. Is you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours. I want to point something out. YouTube has changed some things, and one of the things that they've changed is that when you get to 3,000 hours with 500 subs, you can start making money through what they call super things. So when this channel gets to 3,000 views, 3,000 hours of people watching, you can send me money. And I don't have to wait so long to get the regular ad revenue, but that's down the road. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.